AITA for telling my daughter her money issues are not the family's problem, and that if she can't afford to go on the vacation, then she can't go. Since many people asked what we did to try to help her in college and afterward, let me provide some context. Kelly, my middle child, is now in her early 30s. When she was in college, she went off the deep end with alcohol and partying. We supported her through this and tried to help her get back on track. We encouraged her to go to therapy or counseling, but she refused. We paid for multiple tutors and other resources to help her succeed, but she wouldn't attend her classes. Eventually, she was kicked out of college and ended up with debt and no degree to show for it. Afterward, she lived at home for a few years. During that time, we helped her write resumes and assisted her in finding a job. However, she has a pattern of being fired from jobs after only a few months. While she was living with us, we made a not-drinking rule in our home because she drank excessively and even showed up to work drunk at least once. She left our house at 25 because she didn't want to follow that rule. We also tried to encourage her to attend AA Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, but that attempt failed as well. Fast forward to today. My other two children finished their education and are now settled in stable careers. However, Kelly has been bouncing around various low-paying jobs for years. Personally, I only lend money for actual emergencies. Here's the situation. My sister, the kid's aunt, invited the entire family on a vacation to a resort outside the country. The arrangement is that lodging will be covered by my sister, but each person must pay for their own flight and food expenses. Everyone is excited about the trip, which is scheduled for the end of this year around the holidays. My spouse and I have been saving up for months since we learned about the trip at the start of the year. We recently purchased our plane tickets, which cost around $1,000 each. Earlier this week, Kelly called me and asked if I could pay for her plane ticket. I told her no and explained that I don't have the money for it. I thought that was the end of the conversation. However, she proceeded to call other family members to ask them for money, and they also turned her down. Later, Kelly called me back, upset, and asked for the money again. When I told her no, it sparked an argument. She claimed it was unfair that she couldn't go on the family vacation and insisted that I could make it work. I explained that I couldn't paying for her plane ticket would mean going into debt, and I refused to dip into my savings because that money is reserved for emergencies. This led to a back-and-forth argument, during which I told her that her money problems are not the family's responsibility. I said that if she can't afford to go, then she just can't go. She called me a jerk and accused me of not supporting her. I stood my ground and told her this is not an emergency, it's a vacation, and I will not give her money for a vacation. AITA. Discuss in the comment section below, and I'll pin the most upvoted comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to hear more stories animated and read by AI.